Can I help you get some more clients for your agency or for your SaaS company? If yes, stick around because I'm going to show you something pretty cool. All right, what's up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to the channel. Like I said, today we're going to be touching on something that is incredibly powerful if you want to get not just one, two, whatever. You want to start getting clients in bunches and consistently throughout the weeks, the months following this tactic, which I'm going to show you today. I was recently watching a video of my friend Jason Wardrop here, who was talking about the exact thing that I want to talk about today, which is how to use a VSL, a video sales letter, to grow your agency or your software company. Okay, now in this video, Jason is going through how he took this same model, the model I'm going to show you today, and took his software company and went from 0 to 15,000 paying customers at its peak. So it's an awesome strategy. Obviously, it's used by the pros. The problem in learning and executing this is when most people teach it, I feel like they leave out one really important part, which is this. You can know the strategy, and that's really important. But there's one part that needs to be addressed at the very beginning that is responsible for between probably 80 to 90% of the success. And so today's part one of how to make a VSL that will get you a bunch of new users every week. And the thing you need to know before you can actually learn how to do an actual VSL. So let's jump into that today and let's get started. All right, everybody, let's jump into it. So how to make a bulletproof video sales letter. All right. The VSL strategy, let me lay it out really fast so we can see how it works. We don't need to spend a ton of time here because that's what we're going to do on the next video. But the whole process works like this. We want to get clicks for under $2 if we can do that by running ads, of course. Okay. Next thing, the next part of the process is have a 33% opt-in on our landing page, on the squeeze page. Okay. And we'll talk about that. It's a big part of this today. And then VSL views, and then the actual calls themselves. But again, this is just the first part of the strategy. See, most people will stop here and think that, well, if I don't have success right out of the gate, I'm talking about day 1, 2, 3, and I don't get a bunch of sales calls lined up, then this thing is a complete failure. We definitely want to get sales calls lined up, and we want this funnel to be proven. However, the real magic in a VSL funnel is the follow-up. All right. And here's what I mean. Most of the time, you're going to get just a small minority of your sales throughout the first week of this process. The bulk of your sales are going to come in the follow-up process. And the follow-up process looks something like this. Okay. It's continuation emails, it's future webinars, workshops, things like that, additional content, testimonials, new offers. We do this in my own agency. We'll follow up with, special offers after people have been in our funnel for a while. And then again, the whole thing is built so you can build that trust and that relationship over time. All right. So the VSL strategy, here's why it is commonly misused and misunderstood. Because for all of this to work, if we understand that the bulk of our results are going to come on the back, then that means that really to hit the best results up front, we need to focus on two things, which are these. Not the follow-up process, that comes later, okay? And it's not the clicks or the calls. Those things are actually pretty simple. It is really the squeeze page and the engagement, the views on a VSL. Now, I think the VSL is pretty obvious. You see, obviously, the better the VSL, the more sales we're going to make within that initial time frame. That makes sense, okay? But the squeeze page is one where it doesn't make sense when I tell people that, hey, the squeeze page, the reason you don't have a video, a VSL on the landing page if you're running ads, is because you need to collect emails and build your list if you're gonna run ads. That's the most important thing. Why? You already know why. Because that's where all of our future sales are going to come from. And here's the crazy part. There's one thing that must be dead on and must be accurate to make both of those things work. Okay. To make the squeeze page work and to make the VSL work. Okay. if we want to get a 33% opt-in on the squeeze page, and if we want people to actually watch our VSL, we have to have one thing dialed in perfectly. What is it? It is the hook. And you might be thinking, what is a hook? Don't worry. The rest of this training is going to be dedicated to figuring out what a hook is and what hook you need to make your VSL work. So before we learn how to make the VSL, we're going to learn in this first part how to nail our hook so you can get a bunch of new clients now, okay? And then obviously a bunch later. We know the before and after, how this whole thing's. By the way, when it comes to making sure that these concepts, how to find our hook, how to sell, how to do right ads, the whole thing, okay? It might be a good idea if you haven't seen this video already. It's in our YouTube channel. Give me 30 minutes and I'll work a sales miracle in your SaaS agency. This one video right here goes through the sales psychology and how this all works. Maybe better than any other video on our channel. I'll link to that in the description below, but I do want to give you a quick recap, all right? Which is this. Selling is a lot easier when you sell to a very unique person. That's number one. Okay, selling is a lot easier when you can solve a very unique problem. That's number two. Selling is a lot easier when you demonstrate a unique solution. Okay, and then selling is a lot easier when you can create a unique offer. There's one very common thread there. Have you noticed? Are you getting it? Must be unique. All right. Now, these unique people are preloaded with stories about you. Okay. About what you do, about who you are. They also have preloaded stories about why what you're doing won't work, okay? And why, even if it does work for some people, while it will fail for others. These insights are critical for you to know. When you're creating a hook, if by knowing these specific things, if you know these things, you're going to be able to assemble a hook that is going to combat and build enough curiosity to drive these people to do exactly what you need to make your whole funnel work. Okay. Now here's a quick analogy that I hope will make these things set in really well. So imagine that the way you look at your prospects and the hook that you're going to write, imagine it like a basketball hoop. Okay. The backdrop, what happens if you throw a ball in these areas of the backdrop? Nothing. You ain't going to make that hoop. Okay. The problems that you talk about, the promises that you make, the offer you extend, and the proof, if they're not right on the mark, they won't work. However, if you line up unique problems, unique promises, unique proof, and a unique offer, you'll throw that basketball, boom, it'll hit dead square in the center of the backdrop, the backstop, and boom, you'll make a basket. All right. So just so we understand, the reason I am asking you to go back and watch that video, if you haven't yet, is to understand that the mindset that you will be in can't be off to the side. Okay. You can't be broad. You must be incredibly specific. You must be dialed in and know who it is that you're talking to. Now, I do like to start out with some outlines, some framework about how all of these things work, but I also understand it's incredibly important to see examples of what a good squeeze page looks like. Okay, and that's where we're at right now. We're just dialing in what the squeeze page needs to look like. So let's go ahead and jump in to the first example. All right. Now, notice that when you look at this page, all right, now this is actually a registration for a webinar. Functions very much the same. The whole idea is to capture your name, phone number, email. Now, for our pages, we don't care about their first name. We care about the email address. That's how we're going to get our really high opt-in rate for now. Okay. So how does this one work? It makes one very specific promise, which is how to go from 0 to 100K on Instagram and turn your followers into dollars. Now, that's a very interesting hook because you're thinking you don't make any money with followers. Well, apparently this person thinks that you can. And so if you are a person interested in growing your Instagram following or have a modest or bigger Instagram following, this is specifically written and directed to you. Notice, people that are not into Instagram, people that are not into social media. What would happen if they got served this offer anywhere on the internet? Nothing, nothing at all. So right here, this is a great example of speaking to a very unique person and offering them a very unique proposition. The next one, watch this video to discover a simple 5-minute growth hack that increases sales by up to 512% overnight. All right. Now, this one is good in terms of layout. What I don't necessarily like about this one, and the reason I wanted to include this one as an example is, number one, the layout is great. Okay. I love the video. When you click that play icon, it's not going to play the video. It's going to pop up the opt-in. It's going to ask you for your email. Okay. I like that a lot. I like the design placement of this, but I don't like the promise. Why don't I like the promise? Watch the video to discover a simple 5-minute growth hack that increases sales by up to 512% overnight. There's two reasons I don't like this headline. Number one is it seems like very hypey, very oversold, very, it seems internet circa year 2000. Okay. This is not what works anymore. And also what I don't like about it is that it's very broad. Like, who do we want to help increase their sales? Okay. So what you could do to fix that would be target a specific niche. Okay. That would be number one. And then number two is dial back the hypiness. Okay. Maybe put something in there like, watch this video and discover a simple 5-minute growth hack that increases agency new customers by, 50% in 14 days. As long as you're willing to put in 20 minutes daily in these specific email templates. I came up with that on the fly, you guys. Not amazing, but you get the point, right? The things that we need to add and subtract from our hooks to make them work today. The next one. Now, the next one is one that does not yet exist. And it's one that I'm putting together for the benefit of you watching. How would I put this together if I were making a VSL for my company, UpHex? How would I do that? Well, I would probably frame it with something like this. Fact, the number one problem every social media marketing agency has is getting their first 5 clients, okay? That's true. And by the way, when I say that, everybody who's having hard times getting clients, boom, their ears perk up, they're listening, okay? Here's a new agency offer. Easily closes 2 out of 3 new clients. Awesome. I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm saying it's very effective, okay? So now it's believable as well. And then below, I have a thumbnail video of I have a thumbnail of the video that people are going to click play on, but they're not going to get to see this case study unless they give me their name and their email. Okay. I don't care about the name, just their email. All right. So now you probably are wondering, awesome, Sam, how do I come up with a persuasive hook? I got you. Well, the great Picasso said, good artists copy, great artists steal. I'm not going to tell you to go ahead and copy other people's headlines and to steal people, like to copy verbatim. However, in the world of copywriting and advertising, it is very common for people who run ads to have swipe files and to have things to source back to so they can come up with ideas and structure sentences and phrases so that their ideas will carry through to their target audience more efficiently and with a higher level of effectiveness. So what I've done, and I have created a list of proven headlines that you can adapt to get your juices flowing and to really start using. If you want to make a VSL, this will get you moving. So I'll go ahead and by the way, this document will be listed in the description section below, but we'll go through and we'll do a couple of angles just so you can see how you might use the proven angle and then adapt it to yours. So everything in blue is the proven angle. So we'll go ahead and see this. Okay. Advice to wives whose husbands don't save money. Buy a wife. All right. So I went ahead and adapted that. You can obviously see that particular headline was written for wives. So that's specific. And then they layer on the specificity by by listing the type of husband that these women have. So there are people who do not know how to be thrifty. All right, chiropractors who do, what do you do when your office manager is bad with money? From a chiropractor. So because I know how these offices work, I understand chiropractors, I work a lot with them. I know that the office manager is kind of like one of the key personnel in the clinic. And if that is a good hire, if that person is good at their job, man, the success they can have together is incredible. But if it's not, if they're not good at any part, including money, the clinic can really suffer. So I basically took the same ideas, okay? An important role in the family, husband, an important role in the clinic, office manager, and then doesn't save money well, and then is bad with money. These are like very, very similar in terms of the model here. Let's go down. We'll go down to another one. Former barber earns $8,000 in 4 months as a real estate specialist. How this waitress stopped dividing tips and started making fat commissions in 90 days. Okay. And by the way, I know a lot of my friends who find their service reps and salespeople at restaurants. They're like, hey, you're really good with people. You want to come work with me? All right. It's a great way to do it. Let me show you the last one and see if you can pinpoint where I might have used this recently, or at least a part of it. Okay. Doctors prove 2 out of 3 women can have more beautiful skin in just 14 days. Have you seen that before? I took that. I said, agency model proves 2 out of 3 new SaaS companies can make monthly income in just 45 days. That's not what I ended up with. I ended up with this. We'll go back to it real quick. Okay. I ended up with this version of it here. Let's see here. Here's a new agency offer, easily closes 2 out of 3 new clients. I loved the 2 out of 3 thing because it's not like overhyped. It's still a majority. It's a good ratio. Okay. But it's not like, hey, easily closes 3 out of 3. That's just too hypey. You know what I mean? So I didn't use the entire structure of the headline. I just used a part of it that I thought was an element that would really strengthen the hook that I show on my VSL squeeze page. All right, guys. So hopefully with that quick little tutorial and the resources listed below in the description of this video, hopefully that's enough to really start the juices flowing and help you create your squeeze page and start the process of mapping out your VSL. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.